We're live on TikTok.
Oh, someone just showed you up. Hey, TikTok.
Feeling personally attacked.
We have a battle of the two cameras right now. We have Facebook versus TikTok. Jim is very charismatic when he logs on. We will have Sam recreate her log-on. Can you get a shot of her when she does this? This is how Sam announces we're live.
We're live.
She did better. You were good right before the camera rolled. You were on it.
Straight to the point.
All right. If you want to follow Sammy, she's a very gifted makeup artist and photographer on TikTok. Share your handles.
West Creative _ on TikTok.
Very nice.
I think it's the same thing on Facebook too.
All right. So you can see my future daughter-in-law's account. God love her. So she's on Facebook cam. Jim. Everybody loves Jim. He is on our TikTok cam. We are live from big, exciting Plimpton, Massachusetts. This is probably the biggest thing going on in this town tonight, is this live. We do it every Wednesday. My name is Susie Saper. I own a company called Hippie Pilgrim. I make kick-ass garlic salt and gourmet seasonings. We make it all in a commercial kitchen right beneath me. This is my test kitchen where we go live. We do live recipes every Wednesday night, and you guys are not going to believe it. Tonight's recipes for the second week in a row are on the website hippiepilgrim.com, HIPPY, the word pilgrim.com. Normally it takes me, a week to get the recipes up with my ADD, and I was on it today, so they're already up there. You guys can actually take a preview. If you want to print off the recipe, follow along, and if you have questions on the process, you can ask me. So tonight, we got lobster for 2 weeks in a row. This is unheard of. And this guy donated the lobster. How sweet. One town over. His name is Robert Orr, O-R-R, and he is with Orr, O-R-R, Organic Farm. And he has his own lobster traps, but he also raises...
animals.
What's that?
Other animals.
Yeah,
We
he
know
raises
him.
beef.
We know him.
Oh, you know him?
Yes.
Oh, this is amazing. So my crew knows him already. Thanks for introducing us sooner. Did you know he had traps in?
No
Or-
idea.
No
Yeah.
idea.
I thought he only did other animals.
Well, I think these are like the family's personal traps,
Okay.
and he like totally shared the wealth. So he hooked us up with 6 lobsters today, so thank you, Robert Orr. So if any of you guys that live close to me, you're looking for grass-fed beef, local cattle, contact Robert. He's in Carver, Mass, and it's Organic Farm, O-R-R. And his name's Robert Orr on Facebook too, O-R-R. So thank you for that. So we have lobster for the second week. So I am going to make 2 favorites that I had growing up and that I just love. And the first one is lobster bisque. I just love a good lobster bisque. And it's a very it's simple, but it's not. I'm kind of giving you a condensed weeknight version that you can do a little bit quicker, but I did make my own seafood stock, and that recipe I posted earlier today on TikTok and Facebook. You're literally, once I took the meat out of these lobsters, I put those shells in a pot of water with white wine, some more water, some aromatics. I put lemons in there, some onions in there, celery, whatever the hell I had on hand. And I let that go for a while and just made my own seafood stock. I did put some smoked paprika in at the end for color. So we're going to use that in the recipe. So it's no different than when I make bone broth with my leftover rotisserie chicken bones. You're doing the same thing, only it's lobster shells instead of the bones. So we're doing that, but then to go with it, this one my mom used to make, and actually I still had video. When I used to work for this company out in LA, it was this website called Mom Logic, and I was their parenting expert. And for Mother's Day, they wanted to see if my mom would go on camera. And for any of you that know my mom, that's so not her cup of tea, but she totally agreed to do it for me. So Sammy actually had the luxury of watching those old videos yesterday, which was really sweet. But my mom was a big fan of Popovers, so is my dad. Popovers are just these light, airy, eggy, fluffy yum-yums. What have you been calling them today, Sam? What are you calling it? Oh,
Popovers.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess it was a private joke that I don't want to hear about. But they're so good, you guys. They're so easy. They're like fancy looking. And I'm just going to bring back a piece of my childhood today and make those 2. And we're going to, of course, use all my Hippie Pilgrim products. Markets this week. Lindsay at Lindsay's Local is here. She's on, can you guys just get a quick shot of her so she gets her recognition. She's just monitoring comments and so forth. So she owns Lindsay's Local, her husband's Jim on the Cam. What markets are you gonna be at this week?
Milton tomorrow, Region Canals tomorrow, rain or shine.
Is your market schedule on your website?
Yes.
All right, so lindsayslocal.com.
And Kilroy on Friday.
All right, and then where are we, Sammy?
We're at Plymouth tomorrow, 2:30 to 6, and Osterville Friday, 9 to 1.
All right, that's me, you guys. If you want to come see me on the Cape, we know how much I hate this oven. Hold on, we gotta this damn oven never starts. For those regulars that watch, you know my bitch with this oven. Usually, if I swear at it, it starts. So I'm gonna be like, "Go F off, you jerk." Oh, see, look, it does it every time. I just tell it off, and it does what it's told. So here's the stock I made. This was going all day. I know it looks nasty, but that's how you get flavor, people. So this pot is where we're going to get some bisque going, all right? I'm going to get it started. So I'm just putting my pot over medium heat. Log on, you guys. Let us know where you're joining us from. Say hello. I love when we have some fun going on in the kitchen.
Janet Monroe said, "Go get 'em, beautiful, have fun."
Hi, Janet. I had such a good time at your party. I didn't realize you were such a dancing queen. Janet can dance, and let me tell you something. This woman throws a party. She's a customer, invited me to a party at her house, just courageously invited essentially a stranger. And I courageously said, I'm going. And I had the best time at her first hibachi party. So she invited me to her second party. And she actually has a hippie pilgrim sign. They made signs for her backyard. She lives right on a pond. And they made signs that were all the local businesses that they visit. And Hippie Pilgrim was on there. It was so cool. But what a great party you threw. I love the band that played as well. They were good. So 4 tablespoons of butter in here. All right, I'm doubling this recipe. So we've got some butter in there. I use butter instead of oil because bisque is just so much better with butter. And we're gonna add in, Sam learned a new term today. She learned mirepoix. It's a French term, mirepoix. Do you remember what it meant, Sammy?
No.
You are such a shit. Anyone here know what mirepoix is? Lindsay, Jim? A mirepoix is onion, carrot, and celery combination. It is the French term. Of course, they have to make everything fancy. So if you ever hear that term mirepoix, all it means is celery, carrots, and onion. So we're adding it to the 4 tablespoons of butter in this pot. And this is where we're gonna get some flavor for this bisque. We're not gonna leave it chunky. I like a very smooth bisque. So we get to use the immersion blender. I love that. All right, so we're throwing that in there. And again, you want to impress your friends, call it a mirepoix. We'll stir that around. We want some good flavor going on in there. All right, we just want to soften this. So every time you add an ingredient, you want to season it. There are a couple exceptions to that rule. If you don't want a lot of liquid to release, so you wouldn't want to add salt to mushrooms early on because they would get soggy. But to this, we're going to add some flavor. So one of our featured products for tonight's episode is our shallot garlic salt. This is our second best seller of all time and online. Here's our brand right here, Hippie Pilgrim. You can order it online at hippiepilgrim.com. This is fresh garlic, fresh shallots, kosher salt, black pepper, no gluten, no dairy, no nuts. This is a really nice salt. A lot of chefs buy this one because you have that nice onion garlic balance in it. But look at that nice blend in there. This stuff is so freaking fresh, you guys. And we make it in the kitchen right beneath me. So we're gonna season that in, and it's, you've got 4 ingredients all in one that you're pinching: garlic, salt, shallot, and pepper. So my seasonings, especially the garlic salt's huge time saver. So we're gonna mix that around. It'll release some of the moisture from it. But at the end of the day, these are gonna end up getting pureed anyway into a nice smooth, velvety bisque, mixture. So we'll kind of let that get going. And you know what, while we're doing that, why don't we just strain the lobster while I got these guys over here with me. So I am gonna take this pot. So this is seafood stock, you guys. This was so easy. I just took all the shells, the bodies, the heads, everything, lemons. And I also used in this to add some additional flavor, my salt-free garlic herb. I don't like to salt my broths right at the beginning, especially something that comes from the ocean because it has some natural saltiness already. So I went in with the salt-free garlic herb. If you guys like this salt-free line, we have 6 flavors right now. I'm adding 3 more coming in September. We just redesigned, we're working on a redesign of all the labels, so when I release the next 3, they're all pretty cohesive and they'll have all the barcodes on it for the grocery stores. But this stuff's amazing. This stuff has no salt, no sugar, no gluten, no dairy, no nuts. Great all-purpose seasoning. This is our best seller right here, the garlic herb. So we're using that just to season up the broth. So we'll take this over to the stove, over to the sink. So I've got a strainer with a big stock pot here. We're just gonna strain all the solids out. I wish I had cheesecloth. I would strain it one more time, but oh well. They emptied the dumpster today. So my house, my yard smelled so disgusting from all the lobster that was in it from last week. So of course the trash came today, and guess what? Now this crap's gonna be sitting in it for 2 weeks. It's gonna be so gross. All right, so we're straining that out. Get this guy out of here. Get out all the solids. Look at that deep color of that, you guys. And that's just using materials we already had on hand, all the shells, all that good stuff. I'm gonna move this off to the side here. Sammy, it smells good?
It smells so good.
Wow, Sammy's not excited when we shoot live, but boy, she loves the smell of lobster. What do you want? Oh, you want to show the little nasty body? I want to rinse this. Daniela likes lobsters. She was so friendly with this batch of 6 that came. She's just, when I expect her to throw a tantrum, she's like her best. It's so weird. All right, so let's check on, you want to give that a stir with the tongs, Jim? Thank you. All right, I'm covering this so the place doesn't breathe. Okay, so that's where this is still doing its thing here, just getting soft, okay? So I'll let that go just for a couple more minutes. And you guys can stay with me because I'm going to start, while that's going, let's work on the popover mixture. I'm just going to grab this bowl right here, Jim.
Renee Cody said hi, everyone.
Hi, Renee. How are you? Did you miss us last week? Was it last week you weren't with us that it just wasn't the same? All right, popovers. Have you guys had popovers before? You ever made them before? You're scared of them? Tell me. Tell me your history with popovers. I love these things. All right.
We also have a hi from Sandy Ann watching from Fort Smith, Rhode Island.
That's my aunt.
Hi, Sandy.
I can't see it on
That's
my end.
Sammy's aunt. Is Sammy being impossible to deal with the with the wedding?
Renee Cody.
You already know the answer.
I haven't talked to
Sammy's
anyone
gonna
about
kill me.
it. I keep it to myself.
Julie Ennis
She's
says
a
hi.
control.
Oh yeah, you need to say them. I'm not seeing the comments, so you
See,
can.
Julie Ennis says hi.
Hi, Julie.
Renee
What's going
Cody
on?
says hi, and Janet Monroe says, "Go get them, beautiful."
Oh, yeah.
We
I
love
love
you,
those.
Janet. All right, popovers. Let's start out. So in this bowl, we're going to start making the batter. So we're going to start with the wet ingredients. So I've got 4 farm fresh eggs. I'm doubling the recipe, so because I have a bunch of people to feed and I want to send people home with popovers. These are the type of thing you want to eat it right when you make it, okay? It's like, how did they come out when you retoasted them for Evan?
He ate them.
All right. Did you put them in the air fryer?
Yeah, I air fried them for probably like 5 minutes at 350, and then I sliced them open and put butter in them.
Nice.
He very much forgot about them. It wasn't until I sliced them and put butter in them, I kept being like, "You've had this before. We remade this for you. Like, you love
he
them."
knows what
And then once I
popovers
put
are.
butter in it, he's like, "Oh, I remember these now."
Exactly. They're so good. So let's start out. We'll just give a little whisk to 4 eggs. These came from Lindsay's Chickens. Support your local guys. I'm telling you, just pay extra for local eggs, you guys. It makes such a difference.
So Andrea said, "Hi, Susie. Yes, I love popovers."
Oh, Andrea. I wish who's got a phone on them where Andrea could call in and we could share the number with Andrea? Because I want to hear her proper pronunciation of the Italian word for us, the Italian word of the day. But I don't think we have a way to pull that off, do we? So 4 eggs. We want 2 cups of milk.
Yeah.
What's that?
Like, maybe I could call her, maybe.
Oh yeah, the number's on my phone. Well, I'll have to plan it for next time. Poor planning.
And
We-
then Stacy Lodge said, popovers equal no self-control, love them.
total, these things, like, they're the equivalent of like chocolate, but in like a regular carb form. They're so good, just eggy, crunchy. I don't know if anyone remembers, any older customers online, well, it would be my age, damn it, I'm aging myself, but anyone ever dine at Anthony's Pier 4 up in Boston? Because they used to have just popovers in a basket they would walk around with, and it was
Lorenzo's
just
in
amazing.
Middleborough does.
They do?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Lorenzo's in Middleborough has it going on with popovers. Wait till you see how easy it is to make these, you guys, though. All right, so we have a cup of milk, or 2 cups of milk, 4 eggs, okay? I want to add in some melted butter in here, a couple tablespoons. What did I do with my, oh, here it is.
I just have to say, my aunt Sandy said, never difficult.
What do you mean never, that you're never difficult?
Yeah.
Oh, how much is she paying you, Sandy? Come on. Maybe she's saving it all for me at work. No, you were good today. You kept out of my hair. What? You were easy today.
Just today.
Just today. Sammy's the best, by the way. She's
Ridiculous.
celebrating her 5th year with Hippie Pilgrim. We've kept her that long, and I think it's because I'm such an awesome boss. I think that's what it is, isn't it?
It's the only thing it
sure.
could be.
Just say it. I know.
For
That's
sure,
how
for
I
sure,
felt.
for sure.
Hold on,
Cheryl
I'm
Wood
giving this a
said, my
stir.
grandmother loved them, meaning popovers, and made them. He watched, my grandfather loved them and made them, and he watched Julia Child.
Oh, I mean, these are just a fave, okay? So I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of melted butter in here. And you want your ingredients for this at room temperature, okay? Because they just come out better. They rise more. All right, so I have my couple tablespoons of unsalted butter. You want a bunch of extra melted butter on hand to grease the pans too, and I'll tell you about those in a second. The oven's preheated to 450 degrees, and I have the pans in there because if you preheat the pans with the oven, then grease them, these are gonna rise quicker and faster. It's only gonna take 15 minutes to cook, and they're gonna be mile high. What are you laughing at? What are you giving me? Hold on. All right, so now we're gonna add to this. We want to season this. We're going to add some of the salt-free Hippie Pilgrim garlic herb. And this has dill in it, which I feel like it's going to complement the lobster really, really well. So I am going to do 2 teaspoons. You can do more if you want. You could add our dipping oil starter to this. And in the video we watched that my mom made, if you want a sweet version of this, you could actually add cinnamon to it, or pumpkin pie spice, or, you know, this can go sweet or savory. So I like adding that early to this mixture so it kind of just seeps in and does its thing. Gives it that flavor we're looking for. I'm also going to add a couple teaspoons. Should we do lemon dill or shallot in our popovers? What do you guys think? Lemon dill or shallot?
I think you did them last time with lemon dill and it was good.
It was good? All right, we'll go with lemon dill then. We'll add a little extra dill. So we'll do a couple teaspoons of that. We're adding flour, so don't panic here, okay? Let's whisk that in, get it absorbed. So this is easy, guys. This is just 4 eggs, 2 cups of milk, some salt-free garlic herb, some lemon dill garlic salt, a couple tablespoons melted unsalted butter.
Stacy said that, is it Davio's or Davio's?
Davio's, yeah.
They have the popovers too.
Oh, nice. I love them. They're so freaking good. So now I am going to add the flour. All right. And I'm going to sift it in. I don't know why I feel like sifting it in, but I feel like sifting it in because I want it smooth. So this is 2 cups all-purpose flour. You do equal amounts flour and milk. So if you half the recipe, this is a simple recipe to cut in half. I use my strainers to sift, you guys. I just feel like granted, I love gizmos and gadgets, but a sifter will do the same, a strainer will do the same job as a sifter. How about that? All right, so let's whisk this up. I typically like to let the batter sit a little bit so that all of the moisture gets absorbed into the starches. And it's kind of like muffins. So I've been following this lady on TikTok, and she's always giving 4 tips for bakery style domes on your muffins. And she'll show you the same damn recipe but she does the tips that she does on one batch and not on the other, and the dome looks totally different. But one of the tips was to let the batter rest for at least 15 minutes. And then her other tips were, if you want to hear them, I tried it out on some peach muffins and it worked, was to start the muffins at 425 for about 7 minutes, then turn it down to 350 or 325 for the remainder of the bake time, and then also fill every other muffin tin, like each, go opposite, just so that they can spread a little. And she also doesn't fill them halfway, she fills them like 3/4 of the way almost to the top full. She uses about a half cup per little muffin thing. And I'm telling you, they rose up so nice, they look beautiful. So you want to whisk this until nice and smooth, all right? I'm going to let this sit for a minute while, if you guys want to unhook again, here's where it's going to get crazy. Just make sure when you guys mix this, all that flour is absorbed. You can put this in like a Ninja like smoothie type apparatus as well, if you want to really smooth it up. I just don't feel like dirtying one more thing in this kitchen. I'm finally like caught up on the dishes. But do you see all that nice herbs and flavor in there that salt-free Hippie Pilgrim garlic herb added? Like, just flavor bomb right there. Okay, so here's our vegetables. Those are nice and softened now. That's where we want them. Okay, see the nice color we got in there? So now I want to add a bunch of cups. Let me, is this what let me rinse this
Tina
up.
McAllister is so excited that you're making popovers. Can't wait to try making them this weekend.
Ah, I love
Wants
them.
to know, do I need a certain pan for them?
We're gonna talk about that. No, as long as you have a muffin tin, you're fine, okay? So now I'm gonna add some of this. Look at that seafood stock. Look at that. I want to add a bunch of cups. These are, I'm not getting them quite full here, so, but we want to add probably about 8 cups of this stuff. I've already lost count, but look at the color we're getting. This is the benefit of never wasting all those parts of your lobster or shrimp or chicken bones, because this is where you create gourmet stuff with leftovers, with just the extra parts, you guys. Look at that. You'll never get color like that from a store-bought seafood stock. You just won't. So I'm going to keep adding the water, and what we really want to do is allow this flavor to seep into the vegetables, okay? And really soften them up, because I'm eventually going to puree them to make a nice smooth broth. All right, so we'll add this for now. If I want to add more later, I can, but I just can't get over how gorgeous that color is right there. Like, that is so beautiful. It's on, it's just on low. All right, so we have that in there. The other thing that we want to add in there, and here's where I'm going to caution you. So this is tomato paste, okay? Very concentrated. There are some restaurants, like, they just put too much tomato paste in the bisque, and it tastes like tomato soup with lobster, and it's my biggest pet peeve. One of the places down the waterfront does it, and it's like bisque. Just don't add too much tomato paste, okay? You just want enough to get a little richness and sophistication, but more importantly, some nice color from it. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons to start, okay? And I like to taste it once that's mixed in, because honestly, you just don't want that tomatoey flavor. It's disgusting. It's just not meant for it, I guess. Hold on, I'm giving this a nice stir too. It almost reminds me of like waffle batter right there. We get one more whisk, because I want to whisk it in there just to make sure it's going nicely. And you'll see the color just start to develop here as we whisk in the tomato. And we are going to be adding half and half to this after we puree, but you can already see it's adding some richness to the broth. And what I'm going to do is, I just want to give a tiny taste because I'm so paranoid about it. Luckily, we have extra seafood stock. Look at the color up against the white there. Like, that's just So nice. It was worth my whole house smelling like lobster. Oh my God. Hold on, that'll be my tasting spoon. I know Sammy's been loving the smell of this lobster all day. Try the little base
Samantha
there.
White on TikTok
Oh,
says, hi, it's Sammy and
save this
Deja
spoon.
from the farmer's market.
Say it again, Samantha.
Hi, it's Samantha and Deja from the farmer's market.
Oh, hey, you guys. How are you? I appreciate you watching. Sammy, what do you think of the broth so far?
Delicious.
It can use a little more. It doesn't taste tomatoey,
No,
which
you
is
can
nice.
taste the seafood.
You can taste the seafood. So now we're going to add this. We'll let Jim have a little taste once I incorporate it. This is decadent, you guys. I love ordering bisque when I go out because I don't make it a whole lot at home, and now I know why. Because the whole house smells like it. But it's like one of those things where you just make, one epic batch during the summer, and those are like the types of things I invite people over for. So like when I make lobster corn chowder once a year, I invite people over for that because it's such a treat. All right, Jim, we're gonna let you
This
try
smell
this.
is my dream, but your son's nightmare.
Oh,
He
really?
hates it.
Try
He doesn't eat
that.
seafood.
Grab Jim tasting it. Let's see what he thinks.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that just rich and complex
Oh, yeah.
and nice? So we're gonna let this do its thing. You guys may want to set back up because now I'm going to make sure I don't burn myself. Look at you. No, there's no. So Jim just trips, right? You know what Sammy does? She just starts laughing at him
I laugh because
Just
he
starts
was
laughing.
okay. He lived.
because he's okay.
He survived
We have
it.
such a supportive team here. You should see them. I wish I had my own cam on you guys. I think that's what I'm going to use the helpline for from now on. Just go live on that, just watching you two with your antics over there. All right, so the question about the pan. I have both a popover pan with me and I have a muffin tin pan. Both will work just fine, okay? I want to set this up. I got to keep an eye on my time too because you know me. And these take 15 minutes, so I got to haul ass right now. You're going to preheat these at 450 in the oven. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to show you, this is piping hot, you guys. Hold on, my eyeballs are killing me now. This is piping hot. This is what a popover pan looks like. Okay, we'll leave that one in for just a second. It's got these nice little wells in it. I am going to keep this near me to spare me, okay? Here's my melted butter. And these have to go in a really nicely buttered vessel. So if you guys want to get a little close up there, you're going to notice that this is going to sizzle. I also do it on the outer little rim here in case it overflows, it won't stick. But you can heavily grease these. This is not a dish where if you're watching what you're eating, you're not eating popovers because you're watching what you're eating. Let's put it that way. These are just decadent. So get them while they're nice and hot. Again, it's going to help with rising. The oven's at 450. And we are going to heavily grease each one of these. Some people just pour grease right in the well. Like, it's unbelievable. I'm actually being pretty good right now. Although I'm making a mess all over the cutting board. But who cares, right? When do I not make a mess in this kitchen?
When you're asleep?
Yeah, exactly. When I'm sleeping. All right, here we go here. What are you two laughing at? I have a
Susanna.
whole peanut gallery here. What? Oh, really? Oh my God, you are so funny. You are so funny. They all have their own code words here. We have our way to communicate. So I am, if you're just joining us, Susie Safer here, owner of Hippie Pilgrim. We are making lobster bisque and popovers. And we love kitchen crashers, so if you live near me and you're in the mood for some bisque, come on down, 32 Forest Street. Knock on the front door, we won't say no. The only two people that had the balls to show up were Paul and Pauline, a married couple from Plymouth. And what did they were here for the peach burrata salad night. I forget what else was going on here that night. Okay, now, I'm gonna transfer this.
Key lime pie.
Oh, they were here for key lime pie night? All right, hold on. All right, I'm gonna put this is gonna be so much easier if I pour it in. So there's all that gorgeous.
You're missing something.
What am I missing?
Rubber.
My rubber spatula. Well, why don't you go grab it, Big Mouth, okay? Why don't you go get it while I need it, huh? Look at Sammy. Look at it. Now that she's truly going to be my future daughter-in-law. Wow, she is bitching it up.
Can't wait.
She's wise. Look at that. It's like the dog licked it. That's what I say. These things, you get them at the Dollar Tree, and you don't waste an ounce. Thank you, Sammy, for that poignant reminder tonight. All right, so here we go. We're going to pour these in and get them back in the oven before they cool off. You're going to fill them in 2/3 of the way, okay? So if you can give them a close-up of just how high I'm going on this, you can see that butter just pooling at the top. These are going to be so good. I do want to make a couple in the other. You can do these in muffin tins. You do it the exact same way. You might have to increase the cooking time because you can put a little bit more batter in there. So they might go for 35 minutes instead of 15, which is what these are going to go for, like 15 to 17 minutes. But I want you to see them right when they come out piping hot. They're going to be so flippin' good. I could eat like 10 of these. I really could. I could eat 10 of them. And I probably have eaten 10 of them at one point. All right, looks like we're going to get maybe 11. 11 and a little baby one. Well, no, maybe my recipe is perfect. Who knows?
I would say so.
Oh, dang you guys. I wrote a perfect recipe. I love when this happens. So let me just fill. So this is going to make exactly 12 popovers. You can get popover pans that are double this size. They're just going to take, again, a little bit longer. My mother's was double this size, so you're looking at about 35 minutes in the oven. But we have exactly, well, this little guy, he looks a little sad. Get him in there. You know what I need is the rubber spatula. That's what I need. I'm going to get it. All right. Here's the rubber spatula. And we'll just top that one off. All right, let's pop it in the oven now. Don't forget, this thing is piping hot, you guys. You don't want to burn yourself. And if I actually make more batter after, I can pour it in that one that's already in there. So let's throw this guy in there, 450 degrees for exactly 15 minutes. I'm going to go sideways here. Jim, you want to set a 15-minute timer for me, please?
Yep.
Oh, thanks, Lindsay. Okay, 15 minutes and counting. Let me clean up a little bit of my mess here. And I'm going to chop a few things up. I'm going to get some of our garnishes out of the way, clean up a little bit. How's everyone doing tonight? You're awfully quiet. Are we gearing up? I mean, it's like, you know, I hate the end of August as we close into like September, back to school, school buses holding you up all the time. I hate that.
Comments aren't showing up for me, so if there's any.
So Sheila said that she was interesting, never thought to add tomato paste to the broth.
Yes, color and just deeper flavor. We're also, I want to get my garnishes cut up. So Sammy went out to our pick your own herb garden. She grabbed us some fresh parsley. Oh, look at this, I'm on military time, Jim.
Betty just joined. What are you making?
Hi Betty, how are you? We are making lobster bisque with some lobsters donated by Robert Orr from Carver, Mass. He owns Organic Farm. So if you need, we got lobster from his private traps, but he sells beef. So if you want beef and you live local, seek him out. We're also doing popovers. I just popped them in the oven. They are absolutely going to be delicious. They get super puffy, crispy, kind of eggy. Like Sam had one for the first time during our test yesterday, and what did you think, Sam?
I think they're crispy on the outside and like soft and eggy on the inside, but like not too
Yeah.
eggy, not like you're eating an egg.
Well, it was funny because the first thing she said was, I can see why Evan would like these because it's just like up his alley, you know? So when he used to, you know, when my mom used to babysit him when he was little, she would make him popovers all the time. He was so in love with them. And it was just like a special treat that, you know, he always knew my mother would make. And, you know, you never really saw anyone else making those. So it was just like such an interesting, like, special little treat as a kid. But he loved them. And my mom really did make the best ones. I don't know, I grew up loving these things. And I feel like they're perfect with lobster bisque because you can dunk them in the extra broth and all that jazz. All right, so we have fresh parsley for garnishing because that's mandatory. And I just did a rough chop here.
Maura Walker says, I'm having dinner while watching you
Hi, Maura.
and would love for you to send a popover to Swansea.
Oh, I would love for you to come down here and crash my live, but I know it's the night. Maura is a vendor at the Plymouth Farmers Market. She owns a company called Pies by Maura and makes the best freaking pies. I got kidney stones probably from the strawberry rhubarb because I ate so many. And I just love Maura, but she's at the Plymouth Market, so if you're a huge pie connoisseur, come see her.
And get there for 2:30 because she sells out very quickly.
Oh yeah, good call. So the market opens at 2:30. She typically has pre-orders in a line, so get there early or email her at piesbymaura@gmail.com if you need her to hold something.
And Sheila was asking about how you preheated the pans first.
Honestly, Sheila, I just turned the oven on 450, put the pans in with it while it was preheating. So once it reached 450, they were done. I mean, it's done and it's just waiting in there. You don't put butter in them. You just preheat it dry like that and butter it afterwards, okay? So now I'm just finally chopping up some of these chives because chives just go so well with anything lobster. And I'm trying not to cut my fingers off when I do this. We know that's happened before.
Dorothy Cox Dinsmore says, I used to make popovers for my father-in-law all the time, and we would make them for breakfast. We would add an egg and cheese and crumbled bacon, and we would call them Egg McDinsmores.
Oh, that's so sweet. Look at all these memories people are coming up with just from one item I picked tonight. Because popovers are kind of an old school thing. I don't know, is it like more of an old-fashioned thing? But we are here to modernize the popover because they're freaking delicious. You guys will hate me once I introduce you to them because you're gonna eat so many. They're so good. What else do I need to chop up? Let's chop up the lobster too.
It's funny how families cook so different because even like in mine and Evan's home, I have to cook things one way for him and one way is for me. Like pancakes, he needs them cooked a certain way that his grandmother cooked for him growing up, but I need to make mine a certain way my dad cooked for me.
So what does he say? What's the pancake do?
It's big with like a lot of butter. Like she'd put a ton of butter in the pan, then put the pancake, put more butter, flip the pancake. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, my mother, everything in
I
my
make
mother's
that for
house
him.
started with butter.
And
Even
then-
pasta sauce had started with butter.
For me, I have to then go add in more milk and make it thin it out and make small ones. That's how my dad did it.
Ah, see, look at what I'm learning about Sammy tonight. I saved a tale to show you guys a little tip I learned. See, I pick up new tips all the time. And you know how I picked it up from trial and error doing 14 of them last week. But this little end here, this part, you just pull that back and that comes right off. You see that? Just comes right off. You can save that for the broth. Sammy wants to hold it. But then this is what I learned. Do any of you guys follow that lobsterman from Maine who's always on TikTok? Well, he was doing like how to clean these out and he just shoved his thumb. Look at this. Look at this. You just shove your thumb in there. Et voila. Can you believe that? I was cutting through all this shit, fighting with this, cutting my hands, getting injured, and you can just do one, just flip it off and push it out. Look at that. Unbelievable. So that
Melody-
is my tip I'm passing on to you guys.
Melody McKinnon wants to know what are popovers.
Popovers are it's an egg flour milk batter. You cook them in a, nice high heat in the oven and they rise up. It's almost like a mix between, it's like a muffin and I don't know, like a pastry or, like a hybrid. Like, I don't know, it's like a little hybrid thingy, but it's eggy, but yet it has the flour in it as well, but it's more eggy than flour.
I'd compare it more to how an English muffin is, where it's actually crispy on the outside, like harder, and then the inside soft.
Okay, but it's a different shape altogether. So you'll see, the shape when it's done. So these are all, look at all this lobster meat, you guys. Of course, these were like hard shell ones. I really fought with, did you hear all the banging when I was doing this
Actually,
morning?
I did. I was unsure.
Shells were flying.
And I had headphones in. I still heard it.
It was a nightmare.
Tammy says popovers are amazing.
They really are. I'm so glad I picked these and you guys have the same enthusiasm I do for them. Look at all this lobster meat. This is the meat from 6 lobsters. And then this is all the knuckle meat and the claw meat right here. So what I like to do is, I love garnishing with a claw because I just think it's such a great presentation when you just have a huge hunk of a claw and you're not searching the whole bisque for how much they actually put in it for you. So this has a lot of knuckle and claw meat, so this will be a fun one to pull some garnishes out of. But here's our lobster meat, and I worked on that earlier today. I'm just gonna rinse my hands quickly, and then this shit is going down because this is all gonna move quickly now.
Linda says, I just came across you tonight. I love to cook and I love watching others cook. Thank you.
What was her first part of that comment?
I just came across you tonight.
Oh, yay! What's your first name?
Linda.
Hey, Linda, I'm Susie. I'm in Plimpton, Mass. I own a company called Hippie Pilgrim, and I make gourmet farm-to-table garlic salt, salt-free seasonings, pure vanilla bean sugars, rubs, dipping oil cheeses, the whole 9 yards. If you want to visit us online, that's where I'm going to post all the recipes, and you're not going to believe it. All the recipes are up there tonight. So visit hippiepilgrim.com, Hippy, the word pilgrim.com. Hit the blog tab, and you'll see all of the Cooking Live videos, recipes. You can watch the replays, so if you're new and you want to catch up on some previous week's lives, feel free. But I do this every single Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right out of my Plimpton-based kitchen. I have an awesome crew supporting me. Jim and Lindsay, husband and wife duo of Lindsay's Local, another small business. You can visit online, lindsayslocal.com. My future daughter-in-law and my full-time employee, Sammy. My sorority sister, dear friend, and always helper, Deirdre, who's here tonight. But I am surrounded by love at every turn. And then, of course, all of you guys that tune in as regulars every single week to watch this craziness in my home kitchen. Do you guys want to unhook? We're going to go a little crazy now. So I want to give you guys, I want to leave you with one more tip tonight, too. So say you have leftover bisque, right? And I might, well, maybe we can plug it in over there. Say you have extra bisque, and you're like, I don't feel like eating bisque again, okay? I'm going to show you how to use it as a sauce in a little bit. Will you plug that in right there, Jim? I'm getting out the immersion blender, you guys. That's what this is called, all right? Looks like almost like a plunger. This connects from this, so it's 2 pieces. Sam's terrified. So you just put this on. It's a little blender, so you don't have to get out the whole food processor and all that baloney. So what I'm going to do is, I turned off the heat. I am going to puree this now and get it nice and smooth and velvety. All right, let me find the on button on this. I'm dangerous with appliances. This is going to help thicken it up too. So what we added in here at the beginning, if you're just joining us, we had 4 tablespoons of butter. We added in celery, carrots, and onion. Softened them, then added at least 8 cups of some seafood stock that I made homemade using the bodies of the lobster. So now I want to puree this. It might take a minute, but let's see, are there 2 speeds? No.
You gotta let it suction to the bottom.
All right, hold on. It is. Let's see. We'll be able to check it. Look at the color. You see this? This is beautiful, you guys. All right. If you didn't have an immersion blender, throw it in the food processor in batches or in a blender. But let it cool a little bit. You don't want to burn yourself here. All right. So hopefully that's enough. We'll keep this plugged in just in case it's not. I want to give it another taste because I just want to see that tomato ratio. Oh my God, you guys. This is so good. It can use a little bit more. Does not taste tomatoey. Taste it along the way. You're not making tomato sauce. You're making bisque. And just get that in there and get all that off there. All right. So I can get my whisk out. We have that beautiful, rich, deep color from making homemade seafood stock and adding that little bit of tomato in there, okay? So now, to finish this off, we are going to add to it. 1 second here. A couple cups. Lindsay, this is dedicated to you. Heavy cream. Okay? You could use milk if you want. All right? We're going to do 2 cups. What, is that a spider coming down to see what's happening? Do you see that?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh my God, that's so funny. You know what? Even the spiders have taste in my kitchen. So we're going to do 2 cups of this. This is what's going to give it that beautiful bisque, velvety texture to it. All right. So we'll start with 2 cups. I feel like we should do a little more. I feel like, because we still have to add some sherry in here. Now I added white wine to my seafood stock because I like that wine flavor to it. This recipe also has in it
2 minutes on the
sherry.
popovers.
All right, thank you. Good call on that.
Sheila Berry
Look
said
at that.
I had the best brown butter sauce yesterday with your vanilla maple sugar
Ooh,
and your smoking hot honey rub to put over my short rib ravioli.
yum. That sounds delicious. I'm starving right now. Hold on. All right, we're down to the final wire. In this drawer, one of the things that I like adding to my bisque and my chowders is smoked paprika. And I think it adds a great flavor, that nice smokiness. So I'm just going to put in a little shake in there just for a little fun, okay? Because it's going to be delicious. All right, I'm going to whisk. Actually, let's just velvet it right in. One more reason to use a fun appliance. Get all that nice color in there. Oh, you know what we forgot to add in? We forgot the flour. I think we forgot the flour when we,
To this?
yeah,
There's no flour in that.
yeah, we forgot the flour earlier. So normally, guys, when you're sauteing those vegetables before you add the stock, we were supposed to add a couple tablespoons of flour. So I think what I'll do is maybe add a little bit now.
Cornstarch.
I do have cornstarch because
Maybe we do some mix. I think popovers are just about done.
all right. I'll add, I have this off the heat too, but I want to add in sherry. And I want to show you guys this. We sent Sam. So there's 2 types of sherry. You can get a dry sherry or a cream sherry. The cream sherry has a little bit of, I just find it highlights the sweetness of the lobster better. So whenever I make bisque, I use cream sherry, okay? So we're gonna add, I love the smell of this. This is what gives it that classic flavor. We'll start with a 1/2 cup, but I know I'm gonna wanna add more. Timer.
15.
Timer.
All right, wait till you guys see what's happening in here. You ready? We'll take a quick peek at them. Look at them. Oh my God. Hold on, let me turn this on. We're gonna need that. Let's open the windows, it's smoking. Hold on, I'll turn it off too. We're gonna turn it off. I'm gonna give it 1 more minute because I did pour them a little heavy. Now, while this is doing its thing, we're gonna cook off that, all right? I'm gonna show you how to fix a kitchen blender. Wanna learn together how to fix one? So my blender tonight was I forgot the freaking flour in the bisque, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to make a cornstarch slurry or a flour slurry. It doesn't matter, either or. We're gonna pull some of this out and add it to a bowl, okay? Just a little bit to start. So say we're gonna decide to fix this with the flour, okay? I'm gonna get a little spoon of the flour and add it right into the bowl, all right? This is called making a slurry in a hurry, all right? Before I go on, let's get these out to cool for a minute so I don't burn them. And these are popovers, my friends. Look at them.
Oh, they popped.
They popped all right.
They popped over.
Look how fun this is. Look at those. So you've got this crispy, yummy, buttery goodness. Look at them. They just come right out because we grease them very well. We're gonna let these cool for a minute. I think we'll slide them in the back here. Oh, these look freaking delicious, you guys. And you serve these with tons of butter, okay? And you can also use it like you're gonna dip them in this bisque here, okay? I'm gonna find a mini whisk, if I have one. Let's see. is why I have, do you mind grabbing that for me? All right, here's my favorite mini whisk. Some of you may even know my friend who passed that gave this to me, Brenda. And we're gonna whisk the flour with some of that bisque to fix our mistake. I'm gonna add a little bit more now. And you see this pasta going? So if you have leftover bisque and you're like, ugh, I just don't want to eat another bowl of bisque, okay? We're gonna use the bisque as a pasta sauce. So I'm gonna boil up gnocchi. And when they float, we're gonna take them out and you can pour the bisque right over it, add lobster chunks, Parmesan cheese, and there's a whole other dinner you are making with lobster bisque, okay? We still have 10 more minutes. This is perfect. Here's the slurry. You see how thick that is now? We're hoping that this is going to correct the mistake I made because I forgot to add my flour. So I'm going to add it in gradually now. And in order for this to actually do its thickening job, you have to turn up the heat. It's got to get good and hot for, let me dip that in there, get all that good stuff out of there. Now we need a little mini rubber spatula, okay? So now that that slurry's in there, we're gonna turn the heat back on. Let's swear at it. Shut up, US. All right, look, it started. Okay. So I'm gonna put it like medium because we're gonna wanna bring that up to temp again. And I also wanna taste it to season it, all right? We have things we can use to adjust it. We can adjust the tomato paste. We can adjust the sherry. We can add more of the seafood stock if we need to. All right, I'm gonna give it a taste because we want those little pieces of flour to break up too. Oh my God, you guys, this is insane. This is so freaking good. All right, we're gonna add these right to the pan. I'm just gonna go low and slow here. There we go. These are ready when they float. How's that for easy? When they float, they're done, okay? We're just gonna give those a couple minutes. But that's gonna make a great alternative dinner idea. You can also do the same thing with store-bought lobster bisque. You can use it as a sauce, and it's delicious. It's a great use for it. Like I could reserve some of this and just save it for a sauce I wanna put over pasta, all right? I don't want to add the lobster yet because we don't want to cook the lobster and make it rubbery. We want to warm it is what we want to do, but I first want to thicken that up. All right, so we're just going to let that do its thing. All right, let's come over to the popover area. You guys can stay with me here.
Tina wants to know where you get your cream sherry.
We got it at Harmony 2 Liquors in Halifax. Thank you, Harmony 2. Jim, have you ever had a popover?
I have.
You want one?
I will.
Look at this. We're going to just slather it with butter, you guys. Just get it all in there for Jim. And you can get Jim trying it.
Yeah.
Yeah? It's hot, Jim.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is. We'll get you a paper towel.
Oh, it's too hot.
Too hot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get you this. Here you go. Yeah, these will cool off. Let me get a cooling rack. I love the last 10 minutes. It's always nuts. We had a guy on earlier that commented, his screen name on Facebook was Bikes and, what was it? Bikes and Bites. Bikes and Bites. And he's a guy that goes around, I think he said he was Swedish or something, and travels around and tries different food. And I invited him to crash the kitchen tonight because we love kitchen crashers. So here's some over here. Do you guys want some?
Yes, please.
Yes?
please.
All right, let's get some paper towels. My gnocchi haven't floated yet.
We got 5 minutes.
5 minutes? All right, we'll be able to pull this off. So now what I'm doing is I am adding lobster into the pot. All right, I hope you guys can get a shot of that. That's just gonna fill it right up. That's all the tail meat we're throwing in there. Some knuckle meat. This stuff is gonna be chock. This is gonna be chock full. Which I feel like if you're gonna make a dish like this, do it right. Just freaking do it right. And add a lot of lobster in there, okay? I'll save a few of these. But we're throwing in all the meat. The claws,
All
look at
the
it all.
meat.
Look at it. That's insane. All right, we got more too. Look at this. This is exactly how you want it.
Good
Okay.
above the plate.
Starting to float.
All right, they're starting to float. Let me look. Oh, look at this, you guys. Can we just admire that, please? Can we please just admire how beautiful that is? I'm gonna do a little more smoked paprika. Okay. We're going to do some fresh chopped chives in there. Chives go so well with lobster bisque. All right. I want to get my nice big spoon. Let's see. It smells like a seafood place in here. All day it did. So there it is, guys. Look at this bisque. Look at that. That is just lovely. Look at all that meat in there. Thanks to Robert Orr from Carver. Thank you so much for hooking me up. I'm going to add a little bit more. Let me turn this off. A little
Everyone's
bit
saying
more
it looks amazing.
of the lemon dill. Just that little bit of additional flavor in there, okay? And I want to strain this. So if you guys want to stay with me, I'm going to strain this. And I want to show you how you can use this as a sauce to make a whole other meal. All right? Let's get all those out of there. I love these little potato yum-yums. All right, let me get a spoon for those. Excuse me one moment.
I went the wrong way.
Let's see. That's okay.
Let Jim get out of the way.
Move your booty. All right, we cooked them too long, but oh well. Okay, so say you've got these gnocchi, okay? Say you have these overcooked gnocchi and you don't know what to do with them. All right, you come over here.
Karen Guy said she's heading out to buy a popover pan.
Yeah. Okay, you add this to it.
Mm.
All right, look at this. Look at this. You have a whole new dinner, okay? Let's add some of that. Like, what a beautiful dish. And then what you can do with it, okay? Hold on, I'm using your paper towel, Jim. Then what you can do with it is get some Parmesan cheese. Grate that right over. It's gonna melt right in. Okay? Add some fresh parsley. Hello, there's your second dinner that you can make out of lobster bisque, okay? You can make lobster bisque gnocchi with that. Look at how gorgeous that is. That looks like a gourmet meal, and then you know what you serve it with? One of these delicious yum-yums to just dunk in that sauce when you're done, okay? That's gonna be delicious. I'm sending these over to you guys. Hold on. I don't know where to put it. I'll leave it there, okay? Look at that. These are the popover pans, you guys, okay? Or you can use a muffin tin. Makes no difference. Just make sure it's well buttered. And then here is our beautiful, let me get, our beautiful bisque. This is just insane. I can't even believe the meals that we're pumping out here on a Wednesday night. Look at the color on that. I want everyone to try it. Look at this, you
Lisa Miller
guys.
says that is a masterpiece.
Damn straight, girl.
I
Damn
sign off for
straight.
TikTok.
I will sign off from TikTok. Look at this. I just want TikTok to see this beautiful, beautiful bisque. Look at that. Made with our Hippie Pilgrim salt-free garlic herb and our lemon dill garlic salt. There it is right there. How beautiful is that? All right, guys, I'm going to log off on TikTok. We'll hold on Facebook for a second. I appreciate you joining me tonight. Another Wednesday Night Live. We do this every single Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I'm Susie Saper. I own a company called Hippie Pilgrim. I'd love for you to check out my products on my website. We make everything by hand right in Massachusetts. HippiePilgrim.com, Hippy, the word pilgrim.com. Also click on the blog tab. You'll get the recipes for tonight's lobster bisque and popovers. Good night, TikTok. Thanks so much for joining us.